Good afternoon. The Aberdeenshire craft beer company BrewDog is now worth £1 billion after selling a stake to an American private equity company. The Scottish brewers said TSG Consumer Partners had acquired around 22% of the business. BrewDog say the £213 million deal will help continued expansion and deliver long-term capital. Police are appealing for witnesses after a fatal road accident in Angus at the weekend. The collision between the Triumph bike and a Hyundai happened on the B9113 Forfar to Montrose Road at around 4:30 yesterday afternoon. Police say the 56-year-old man riding the motorbike died at the scene. 3 people in the Hyundai suffered minor injuries. A plea is being made for the future of onshore wind farms in the Western Isles. The UK Energy Minister Greg Clark is in Stornoway for talks. The UK government has scrapped subsidies for new wind farms, but Mr Clark will be urged to make an exception for the Western Isles, Orkney and Shetland. Shell's plans for decommissioning 4 of its major North Sea platforms have been opposed by 8 environmental groups. A 2-month consultation on the proposals ends today. Shell plans to leave some of the giant legs on the seabed, but the groups, including Greenpeace, say the proposals fail to adhere to internationally agreed procedures. Commemorations have been held to mark the centenary of the Battle of Arras. An estimated 18,000 Scots were killed during the major conflict in the First World War. Descendants of soldiers joined members of the public for a service of remembrance in Inverness this morning.
We think he may have lied about his age and gone to war younger than he should have, and he was killed on the first day of the battle at Arras, and he was only 19 years old. And I don't think, obviously, the family ever recovered from the fact that he never came home. And we've talked about him, we've always talked about him over all the years.
The world's last seagoing turntable ferry of its kind, which operates between Glenelg and Skye, has undergone a major restoration programme. The Glenelg ferry has had its first sailing of the season today, following the biggest upgrade in her near 50 years. Restoration of the manually operated ferry included replacing the old wheelhouse. Now here's Sean with a look at the weather forecast.
STV Weather, sponsored by Thompson.
Good afternoon. We're going to spend much of this week in a cool northwesterly. Today we've got sunshine and scattered showers, a few heavy showers in places and wintry over higher ground, generally turning cloudy across the Western Isles later on, and some rain coming in here by the end of the day. And that rain through tonight will spread its way eastwards, mainly affecting northern and especially northwestern parts. You can see some bright colours in there. It's going to be a very wet night across western areas. The rain lighter and more showery in eastern parts, and here there could be a wee touch of frost for a time before the temperatures pick up, but chilly night across Shetland, temperatures down to around freezing in a few spots. A very wet day to come in the west tomorrow, a bit drier and at times brighter in the east.
STV Weather, sponsored by Thompson.
That's it for now. Join Norman at 6 for a roundup of all today's news and sport. Until then, have a good afternoon. Goodbye.